So, if that fish is served to you, like, do you have any concerns? You gonna eat that? You go to a restaurant and they serve you up a boneless carp.
I guess if that's all we've got to eat, you got to at least taste it.
That's what. Yeah, if you, I would try it. I would try it. I mean, I don't want it out of the lab. I don't want it. I don't want to pull it out of a hermetically sealed bag. If I caught it out of a pond, I think I'd be a little bit more comfortable with it. If it was a living, breathing fish that could breed, enjoy life a little bit, I think probably being able to enjoy life adds a little bit to the flavor. I would imagine, as opposed to being like raised in a plastic bin full of like IVs and stuff. Boneless fish, okay, but I draw the line at boneless cow because marrow is just. I'm okay with that. I'm not the biggest fan of bone marrow. I don't go sitting there gnawing on bones, but I am not going to argue that comment. And a lot of the best cuts. I mean, basically all the cuts of meat are muscles that go in between bones. So I can imagine that if you didn't have the bone, that muscle is just going to like bunch up and be kind of gross, probably stringy, right?
Maybe. It's a lot, A lot of how you cut makes a difference, and then taking a membrane off of ribs or off, a membrane off a ham or a shoulder on deer, it just makes a difference.
Yeah, that's a good call on that, actually. That could be an entirely different conversation. I mean, I always take the membrane off, but that's not something that I focus too much on. Is that something that maybe I should be putting a little bit more time and effort into, making sure I'm getting all that off there?
Definitely makes it more tender.
Yeah. I did not know that. I'm gnawing at it. I'm sitting there gnawing on my meat, just like Ben's sitting there gnawing on his bones, on his bone marrow.
Oh man, I don't know what it was about my mother-in-law's pork chops, but I would gnaw on the pork chop bones when she did the fried pork chops.
I would like to. You got me sold on that. I'd like to try that.
Man, I miss them. Janet's close, but she's not there.
Yeah, yeah. We got some recipes like that around here that we're still kind of learning. It's all part of the fun of having that stuff handed down to you over the generations.
Yeah, she's got the rolls figured out. There she is. She's speaking her ears.
Perfect timing. Your ears burning.
She did the dumplings and the rolls tonight, and they were spot on. She's definitely got that figured out. Yeah, if it's 100% boneless,
Sorry.
does that make it a snake? Or?
Right? Like, I mean, so sharks are boneless. They don't have any bones in them. They have a spine that's all cartilage, which is the same stuff as like what your nose is. Not a bone, but and they have a weird sinew in between the muscles that they like all the muscles attached to like sinew, like what you're talking about with the with that silver skin. And so for the record on that, I do take off that silver out shedding. I guess what I was thinking, you got me mulling over. If you cut up a ham, you have multiple muscles inside that ham. And I was like, what you kind of got me thinking about was, should I be pulling apart those muscles and taking all the sinew out between them?
Like
Is that an issue?
They're different cuts, basically.
Mm-hmm. That outside stuff, the stuff that goes in between like the skin and muscle, that always comes off, and I don't have any issues with that. But I've never dug down into the interior muscles, like how have like when you do a dove, and you have like that breast or any waterfowl, but you have that breast muscle, but then you also have that interior breast muscle. And there'll be like a little bit of sinew in between them so that they slide across each other. That's what I was kind of thinking about. And so with the boneless thing, I was assuming that it was going to be something like that. Like there was, maybe they bred out that bone, but there's still I'm assuming there's some kind of cartilage or something that those muscles can attach to. Because just like what Aeon was saying, I mean, if it's 100% boneless, just think about that. That thing's a jellyfish floating around in the water. And it's got to be like raised in some kind of weird, Resident Evil aquarium or something. What do you use for bait to catch a boneless fish? Soft plastic or hard bait? I'm gonna guess it's bones. Is the first thing I'm gonna think, because that's what he's gonna want most in life, right? He's wandering around just wondering what life would be like if he only had some bones. He'd be all slower than the rest of the other fish out there.